ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. So we are here with the first episode of season 2 of the classic wrestling series. Of course we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's always fun to watch a classic pay-per-view. So, I said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be watching TNA Victory Road 2004 today. And I'm keeping my promise. TNA. A company that should have died many, many times, let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, and yet somehow it hasn't. But this is the thing. This is, between 2004 and 2008-9, this is where they actually had the best chance ever to beat WWE. In my humblest of opinions, and in many people's opinions, they had a talent roster that was second to none. It's weird to think now that the majority of these wrestlers are still wrestling today. No joke. Some of these are still wrestling. It's weird to think about that. It really is. So, ladies and gentlemen, we had a 20-man X Division gauntlet match for the X Division Cup to kick off this pay-per-view. My God, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So, number 1 was Kazarian, number 2 was Sanjay Dutt, number 3 was Puma, number 4 was LA Park, known as LA Parker. I believe he is the original LA Parker, but I could be wrong on that one. Number 5 was Jarrell Clark, the man who is known for the 630. Next was Miyamoto. Next was Michael Shane, better known as Michael Bentley, when after this pay-per-view. Number 8 was Hector Garza. Number 9 was Nosawa. Number 10 was Mikey Batts. Number 11 was Alex Shelley. Sorry. Number 12 was Matt Sydal. Matt Sydal is still wrestling today, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Shelley is still wrestling today. Hell, Kazarian's still wrestling. What is going on? Number 13, Sonny Siaki. Both Sonny Siaki and the gentleman we're going to be talking about later on in the Monsters Ball match. Missed opportunities, I think. I think Sonny Siaki should have gone into the heavyweight division. I think he was really good. And I think he would have thrived in the heavyweight division, personally. But, again, that is a personal opinion, ladies and gentlemen. Number 14 was Jason Cross. Number 15 was Sharp Boy. Number 15 was Psychosis. What the fuck? Number 17 was D-Ray 3000. Number 18 was Amazing Red. Number 19 was Spanky, better known as Brian Kendrick now. And number 20 was Chris Sabin. This was entertaining. This was well done. Again, there were moments of, whoa, what do we do? But really, the X Division thrived in this. And again, we'll talk about the X Division title match because, fuck me, that was good. Everyone gets eliminated bar Hector Garza and Kazarian. They have a singles match, and Hector Garza gets the win and becomes the X Division winner, the X Division Cup winner. This was fun. It was entertaining. Again, kick it off right. This is TNA's first 3-hour pay-per-view, and they did the right thing. They put the X Division out there first and go, here's 20, nearly 27 minutes, go have fun. And that's what they did, and they fucking killed it. Next up, Long the Truth Killings, Eric Watts to Johnny B. Bad. Jesus Christ, Johnny B. Bad. And Pat Kenny defeated the Naturals, Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens, Kid Cash and Dallas. Personally, I enjoyed the Naturals. I thought they were an entertaining tag team. Some people don't like them, but I kind of did. I thought they were a good team, actually. Especially when they had Mouth of the South Jimmy Hart as their manager. It was very entertaining, I thought. This was your average 8-man tag. They all just had a single go at it, and then Ron Killings gets the win. Nothing really of note. It was just an 8-man tag. The big guy fought the big guy. And to be honest, seeing Johnny B. Bad in the ring again, it's bloody weird because he was in WWE, WCW, and TNA. It's mental to think about that. Next up, we had a minis match. I'm not even going to pronounce their names because I'm going to try and pronounce the surname of the good guy. Sagrada versus Morgan, Pirate Morgan. This was just it's a minis match. It's a minis match. It was okay. It was well done. Good guy beat the bad guy. Nothing of substance really happened. It was just to get ready for the NWA Tag Team title match. And that match is next, ladies and gentlemen. Free Life Crew defeated Team Canada. I gotta admit, when Team Canada came in for the World X Cup, or yeah, I think it was the World X Cup. I could be wrong on that one. They actually had originally Teddy Hart in the team, which is nuts to think about. But this is Eric Young and Bobby Roode. And again, it's weird to think that Bobby Roode and Eric Young were in TNA. Like, their longest tenure is with TNA. Like, they first showed up in TNA in the early years and then would come back in Team Canada. BG James and Conan for Free Life Crew. Ron Killings is part of Free Life Crew as well. I gotta admit, I love Free Life Crew. I love BG James. I love Conan. I love Ron the Truth Killings in this little team. It was entertaining. BG James would go on to be part of the Voodoo King Mafia. Conan would go on to actually create one of the best tag teams in TNA history, one of the greatest, I think. LAX, Latin American Exchange. I think that's a really fun tag team. They would have Homicide, Hernandez, Santana, Ortiz, and a few others, and they're still going to this day. Like 5150 is basically the unofficial name for LAX in MLW right now. Tag team title match. This is fun. Like, it's Team Canada versus Free Life Crew. They've been going at it for a while. But again, TNA had the best, at this time, had one of the best tag team divisions in the world. And it showed, because this was a really fun matchup. Free Life Crew get the win, and are your new NWA Tag Team Champions. Next up, Trinity defeated Jacqueline. Jacqueline had just come in from WWE after beating Chavo Guerrero for the Cruiserweight belt, so that's where it is in the timeline. Judgment Day 2003, I want to say, was the pay-per-view where she had won the belt, if I recall. That would be... Actually, one moment. No, that's not... Yeah, 2003. Yeah, 2004. Here it is. Judgment Day 2004. I knew there was a reason why I kept this VHS. Yes, it is the actual VHS of Judgment Day 2004. And, ironically enough, Jacqueline versus Chavo Guerrero is on the pay-per-view. Let me just show you. It's there. Focus. Also, Scotty 2 Hotty versus Mordecai. Who remembers Mordecai? Jesus, when was this? I believe this was 2004, yeah. So I might actually do this pay-per-view, swear. I might do it. So yeah, that's where it is in the timeline. Unfortunately, around this time, the Knockouts division wasn't really a thing. It would be in 2007, I believe, or around 2006, 2007 is when they would actually decide to turn it into a division for the Knockouts. And this was a taster of what could be done, because Trinity was involved in some of the men's matches with Kid Cash, and Jacqueline had just wrestled Chavo Guerrero again for the Cruiserweight belt. So this was to kind of show that, just to be like, would you like to see Knockouts wrestling? Would you like to see women wrestling? And it would go on to be one of the best things in TNA as well as the X division, because Feud of the Year was Gail Kim versus Awesome Kong for 2007-2008. So it shows that women's wrestling in TNA is good. And again, it was beating WWE because the Divas division was just shit in WWE around this time. Not gonna lie. Next up, the second man who I think should have had more chances in TNA. Monty Brown versus Raven versus Abyss in the first ever Monsters Ball match. This was the first Monsters Ball. So the original rules of the match are they go into solitary confinement for 24 hours, kind of like what they do in prisons. No food, no water, no lights, no nothing. They just sit there for 24 hours and then they come out into the ring. I have to admit, Monty Brown, Raven, and Abyss all sold it well. I don't think they were locked in a room for 24 hours because that's inhumane, but they did play it off as a good thing that it would be shown. It was well done, I think, in my personal opinion. So at the same time, you really have this idea of, okay, they actually were in solitary confinement, even though they weren't. It's like, oh shit, they actually were, crap. And, this was, for the first Monsters Ball match, it was barbaric. It was, it was a good match. Wasn't that bloody, I thought, personally. But there was tables, there was chairs, there was not candlesticks, trash cans. It wasn't as mental as it has been in the future. It would be in the future. But as a match, it was fun. It was very good. Next up, match of the night, in my personal opinion. Petey Williams defeated AJ Styles to retain the X Division belt. My God, this was awesome. For two wrestlers who have just wrestled for the first time, they played it off well. They played it off smartly. They had counters for everything. And in my personal opinion, it goes to show that if you can show off and have fun with it. And it was amazingly fun. And at the same time, it just shows that, yeah, this is a good matchup. And it was great. And, you know, this is why the X Division is the best thing in TNA, in my opinion, with the tag team division, with the knockouts going on in the future. In a match that I personally did not like, I didn't like the ending, but there's a reason for that. America's Most Wanted defeated Triple X in an elimination last team standing match. So this was weird. You have to have a pinfall, and then you have a count of 10. If you didn't answer the count of 10, you'd be eliminated. This was fun, but at the same time, it's like, I remember their match at Turning Point, the next pay-per-view after this, the last pay-per-view of 2004, actually being really good. But this kind of hindered their ability, I thought, personally, and the injury to James Storm, because Christopher Daniels took a chair to James's knee before the match, the last Impact before the pay-per-view, kind of hindered them a tiny bit, especially with the ending. So it gets down to Elix Skipper and Chris Harris. James Storm is eliminated after getting a steel chair to the knee, and then Christopher Daniels gets eliminated after a top rope leg drop, not elbow drop. And Elix Skipper receives a catatonic onto a steel chair. Unfortunately, the steel chair, he hits the back of his head on the steel chair, so either he's convulsing or he's got a concussion from it because he kicks out of 3 and he's not supposed to. So that kind of hinders the match a little bit in my eyes. But at the same time, it's like, well, shit, he's just got concussed. Yeah, bollocks. But it was fun. It was a good matchup. It just hindered it a little bit due to the gimmick of the last team standing match. But again, Turning Point is where they definitely redeemed themselves after that one. And finally, the match we are here to watch. Oh, I'm here to watch. Jeff Hardy versus Jeff Jarrett in a ladder match for the NWA World Heavyweight Title match. Championship, sorry. This was... Shut the hell up. Sorry. Boss is messaging me. This was good, but at the same time, I hated the finish. I hate the fact that Scott Hall and Kevin Nash were involved in this match. I really do. I think it was not needed. Have them do this and then have them come out at the end. Don't have them come out and annoy the fans. Because at the end of the day, this match is good. It's Jeff Jarrett versus Jeff Hardy in a ladder match. It should be fun. But then Scott gets involved too many times and I'm like, okay, now you've just completely wasted my time. Then Kevin Nash comes out with guitars and it's like, great. Now I know exactly what's happening. Nash is turning on Hardy. And sure enough, Hardy gets not 1, not 2, but 3 guitars to himself. He gets knocked out. Jeff Jarrett wins the match. Hooray! I don't like Jarrett in this time period because he is literally in the reign of terror around this time. But at the same time, it is a fun match. It is a good match up until the interference. And it just goes to show that really you don't need it. Also, during the during Impact on Friday nights at this time, there was a 4-person tournament to determine who would face Jarrett at this pay-per-view. Raven got beat by Monty Brown by pinfall, and Abyss was lost to Jeff Hardy, and then obviously Hardy beat Monty Brown for this spot in the pay-per-view. So at the end of the show, Nash comes out and goes, well, anyone wants to face us? We'll face you. AJ walks out after being battered in that match. 3 Live Crew come out, and then of all people, Macho Man Randy Savage comes out. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching Turning Point next week to find out what happens with that. So, what did I think of the show overall? I gotta admit, bar the Minis match, which I wasn't here to watch. It was a nice bonus, but I'm not really interested in the minis match. The 8-man tag was okay. The opener was fun. The opener was a really fun matchup. There's a lot more good than bad. For the nearly 2 minutes we got, Trinity versus Jackie Moore was good. The Monsters Ball was entertaining. The best match of the night, X Division title match. Even though the last team standing match is a stupid gimmick, the America's Most Wanted and Triple X were fun. This is a good show. I'll leave a link in the description below to the video if you want to check it out. And next week, ladies and gentlemen, well, like I said, let's check out Turning Point 2004, the last pay-per-view for TNA in 2004. We've got the Steel Cage match, and we've got Macho Man Randy Savage. Let's see how they actually do with that one. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. As always, stay safe, have fun, and TTFN. Ta-ta for now.